A to Z. 340-1045. We do have some people who actually feel that they're taking this seriously, and they actually listen to this guy. Let me put him on the air.
I run a construction crew in Jacksonville, and I've seen every type of drug addiction there is multiple times. I know what it does. I've never seen an addiction as bad as video games and teenage children. I've had stepchildren and friends of those stepchildren neglect their own health for days on end. Mine almost killed animals while we were out of town thinking he was responsible. It's the worst addiction there is. I would rather my kid smoke pot or do something like that instead of being addicted to video games.
I mean, I don't know if I would rather my kids smoke pot than play video games, but, you know, I mean, I know a lot of people do play video games and smoke pot simultaneously, which probably is a very dangerous combination. The point about the video games is not the violence, but it's kind of what you point out. It's the irresponsibility. For example, a lot of people waste time, they go on 6 months, they neglect relationships, you know, beyond that. They spend money video games to cause a financial is it a mental disorder? I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't consider that. Now, I'm no doctor. You know, I don't even think drug addiction's a thing. You know, apparently some people disagree with me. 340-1045. This is Steve. Good morning, Steve. What do you want to say about spending money on video games? And over what period of time? In the last 3.5 years, you've spent $11,000 on Xbox video games.
Actually, for me, it's mobile.
$11,000 on mobile. Okay. Let me just, you know, I just have to ask, what kind of stuff are you investing in? On, you know, what do you get for $11,000?
So I play a game called Thunder Sword.
Called Thunder Sword.
It's like, you buy like monsters and characters.
Uh-huh.
And so there's over, right now, 1,300 monsters in the game. And so you have to buy scrolls to summon these monsters.
Yeah, you buy the scrolls to summon the monsters. That makes perfect sense. So with $11,000, how many monsters have you been able to summon?
I have about 12 different accounts.
Oh, you have different. Oh, I see.
Yeah, so not but like a $20 or $30 purchase.
Yeah.
So when you make that 12 times on each account, you know, it adds up really fast.
It absolutely does. Do you do this game professionally, or is this just a hobby?
Just a hobby for me. There is a big, like, I guess, professional side.
Right, but
YouTube.
Right, but since it's like you can't deduct this from your taxes, is what I'm getting at. This is just
No,
yeah.
I wish.
Yeah, no, I wish you could too. Hey, listen, you know,
got an email this morning on the Big 8 Morning Mess. Basically, this woman wrote us a letter saying that her kids are being very disrespectful and they only listen to their dad, and she doesn't know what to do about this. You can hear the whole thing. It's on our podcast page, WAPE.com.